If you surround yourself with people who aren't used to success, they may become fearful and threatened because you may be reflecting something back to them that intimidates them. Not everyone is going to be happy for you. And when you start to rise, guess what? It forces others around you to rise and grow, and those that don't get cut off. In letting go, you create space for other like-minded people who can support you on your important path. 14 years down of over 100 pounds off and a lifetime to go. I thank y'all so much for being here to celebrate and support your girl. I've learned a million things from this weight loss, like the difference in letting stuff go from your life forever or allowing crap to creep back in. I really respect the mental health piece, the spiritual well-being, the emotional balance, and how all of that adds into our physical. Let's not even get on the skin changes of self-care. It's levels to this and this video ain't just for those of us trying to lose weight. It's important that we understand that weight loss represents so many other things in our lives. It can be getting rid of the person that needs to be gone from your life for a long time and learning how to maintain that, or beefing up on your spiritual well-being and learning how to keep that, or really taking on something important, seeing it through, completing the journey, and being proud of yourself. Weight loss represents so much for me, and that's why it's not just about a number on the scale. So let's go ahead and explore that, shall we? And y'all, don't forget to thumbs up this video if you like it, comment, share, and subscribe, and also click on those notification bells so you can know when I upload on Thursdays and Sundays. Make sure you also check out my Now That's Life podcast, which is now live, and you can check it out on all your major podcasting platforms. Links to my podcast can be found down below in the information section. The number one thing I had to learn was to do it for me and to continue doing it for me and stop looking for validation. It's true that we all want someone to care for us and lend a kind word here or there, but you can't be hungry for it from every Tom, Dick, and Harry, or Harry Dick, literally. When you thirst and hunger for everybody's opinion of you, you will fail every time. Don't think I haven't been there. If you don't define what you want and allow others to determine that for you, you will be continually broken in a new body. I heard this quote before: a new slimmer body is like having an old scratched up cell phone that is super slow. So you put a brand new case on it and suddenly it's nice and shiny again. However, the original issues are still there and the phone is still damaged below the surface. You can continually change everything on the outside, but if you're not putting in the proper work, if you're also not working on yourself to hone in on what's important to you, you will still be that rusty, dusty, disgusted cell phone. You got me? It's the difference between I want to lose weight to live a long and healthy life, or I want to lose weight to have a person ask me out. The truth is, when I lost weight, I didn't know what to do with myself all the time, and during the time of losing weight and even after, I didn't always have the confidence I wanted. For the short time that people sensed that about me, they chose me for what I look like on the outside, of course. They also manipulated and used the fact that they knew that I felt unworthy, and they treated me accordingly. But I learned to snap out of that real quick. I had to learn that it was important to work on becoming a whole, complete person during the full process of my weight loss, and even now. Y'all know it was a quick journey for me. I lost over 100 pounds in a year's time span. But then, even after, there's so much more work to do. I had to learn that even though I wanted to improve for tomorrow, I had to be very happy and see myself as valuable on today. Nobody has the ability to make you feel a certain way about yourself. Only you hold that power. Set goals within that power and stop allowing people to have so much power over you in the way you feel daily. What you say to yourself in the process can make or break your journey. You might even find a religion. I know during some of my first workouts, I was calling on the name of the Lord. You need to first define what success means to you, make a plan of action, and see the process through. It's important that during this journey, you fall in love with the process and also yourself. Fitness, self-care, love, skincare, all of it should be a lifetime journey, and you have to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy the process, you're going to give up. I had to set very small goals first and then grow up. So when I say define your success, that could be you just want to fit back into your clothes. You want to stop allowing people to treat you badly because you don't feel the best about yourself. Let's say maybe you just want to be able to run a marathon one day, or maybe you just want to hit a certain number on the scale, or you might want to be able to run around the block without feeling the tortures of hell. When you know what that is to to you, this gives you a clear direction on where you're headed. You can also track that progress and stay motivated because you know exactly what you're going for. If you're tracking what you're doing and how you're getting there, you'll hold yourself more accountable and you won't expect what you're not giving to yourself. Self-care has been the biggest component of my weight loss and taking care of myself mentally as well. When you put yourself first and make healthier lifestyle changes, the weight comes off and everything seems to smooth out a lot better. Point blank, period. Y'all think I do all of this stuff for my health? Well, yes. There's so much power in being intentional. It's not what you do, but why you do it that enables you to succeed. I had to also learn you're gonna lose more pounds than you think. This is gonna be all the people in your life that you thought was down for you, but that's just fine. Weight loss is way more than physical and a number on the scale. Sometimes it's the people who know you best who hold you back from changing the most. They met you when you were a certain way and they want you to stay that way. Those first few pounds, the first few weeks, the first few months, I was sharing a lot with people like, I'm losing this weight, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and of course everybody proud of you, but guess what? Most people don't stick to their word. Most people don't stick in the trenches and keep going with whatever they say they gonna do. Eventually they know that you gonna give up and you gonna be done with it, but when you don't a lot of times people are not gonna feel so good about that. I had people that started to call me full of myself. I had people that started to think that I was spending too much time on myself because of course we're taught that you shouldn't spend that kind of time on yourself, working out, grooming, self-caring, doing all of that. I also had people that felt like I was moving differently. I was making sure I was surrounding myself with a good group of successful people that wanted the same for me, people that I could grow from, glow from, and get more from, and also those who could gain from me. I started to find places in my life that I was falling short only because I was surrounding myself with the wrong type of supports. If you surround yourself with people who aren't used to success, they may become fearful and threatened because you may be reflecting something back to them that intimidates them. Not everyone is going to be happy for you. And when you start to rise, guess what? It forces others around you to rise and grow, and those that don't get cut off. Because as you grow, your stock grows. And some people can't pay that price. Not because of what you look like. That's only part of the equation. But because you've increased the way you feel about yourself, what you're willing to put up with, and what must go from your life. My weight loss only made me want to do more and be better for the rest of my life. In letting go, you create space for other like-minded people who can support you on your important path. I've said this before, but you still won't be attractive to everyone, and your taste might change. Some people that didn't check for you before you lost weight or made a change still won't. And some people who thought you were invisible before might magically see you now. And guess what? That's okay. I think what I learned is getting closer to the standard of beauty still didn't guarantee that you would be everyone's cup of tea. But I also learned that my choices were a little bit more wise, and I could look back at the past and be like, honey, what were you doing? So after I lost weight, it's literally like my vision changed. Like people that I thought was fine, like wasn't as fine no more, and people that I didn't necessarily have eyes for before, somehow I was enlightened to see them. I also believe that when you start to commit yourself to doing self-work and the mental health work in peace, then you also start to see people for their insides as well, not just their outsides. So when people have not been the greatest of people before, even though you might have thought they were fine, it might change their outside and your perception of them. I'm telling y'all, self-work is everything. Now y'all get ready, because what I learned was I had more dating options, but I also had more dating issues. Handling that kind of attention in the beginning was super hard. Do you hear me? It's not that I wasn't a cute bigger girl, because that was never the case, but I do think it changed a little bit more about my confidence, my stride, how I felt about myself, what I was willing to invest in me, and in turn other people saw that. I didn't let it go to my head, and I didn't let it change my attitude or kindness, but what I did learn is it did change other people's opinions about me. And some people expected that I would be rude, snide, stuck up, mainly because I was taking time to invest in me. And a lot of times when you do that, you do ward off the wrong people, and people see what you're putting into yourself, what time you spend on things, and that might bother them. So all attention ain't good attention. Let's not fail to mention I also became more selective with my time and who I spent it on and with. And I think this is a big thing to learn after making such a change or during making a change, is you shouldn't let it harden your heart. You shouldn't get mad at people for what they like or what they consider attractive. It's simplistic. I know we like to tell ourselves that if they liked you like this, they should like you like that. But the reality is you're not gonna go for what doesn't attract your eye. And it doesn't mean that weight was what didn't attract people. But let's be clear here. Looking better and feeling your best no matter what your weight, but being healthy and investing in yourself is going to cause cause you to see yourself different. You're gonna walk different. Your head gonna be held high. You're gonna feel better about yourself, and you're gonna be able to fit those new outfits you've been wanting to wear. The truth of the matter is we have to face that you're gonna be attracting a different class and type of people. The problems you have now might be the same ones you have later. You still got bills, busters, and maybe even roaches if you don't hire an exterminator. You may get loose skin, or you might change in your looks or the way that you feel about yourself, and you're gonna have to work on that. You might start to look older or even super younger depending on how your body handles that type of change, and you're gonna have to deal with that. So don't think that this weight loss or whatever change you're making will solve all your issues and problems. If you put too much stress or strain on that, you will be very disappointed in the end of it all. I like to teach this, and also I had to learn this, that everything is not going to look good on your new body. Just because I lost the weight didn't guarantee me the new key body for everything. I tried a lot of new stuff when I was losing weight. I was a dresser when I was bigger, but I had to try new styles, new things that fit me and my personal style. But I also had to realize that just because it fit didn't mean it really fit. It didn't fit who I was. It didn't fit what I looked like. Just because you're little or slimmer doesn't guarantee you the perfect shape that you want. I had to rebuild and also get good with what I ended up with. If you don't keep that in check, you will always be holding out for something better. And this is even after you get closer to your goals or pass up your goals. So be careful. And with that said, you might feel awkward, weird, or feel some type of way about your new body. And because of that, you're gonna want to work that out before bringing new people into the equation. Am I saying that you shouldn't date during the time that you're losing weight or making changes? No, but realize that transformation is a process. And sometimes the people that are before the process, during the process, and even after the process will not make it. You might find that at the end of your journey or closer to your goals, that the person you started dating in the beginning is not the person you want now. Let's be real with ourselves, y'all. We need to stop being so nice. And that's something I realized from my dating history, is sometimes there was too much kindness, too much niceness to people that really didn't deserve my time. Even during that transformation, you need to make sure you're working out how you're feeling about transforming before you allow somebody else to have their input on what you're doing, how you're doing it, because their input could positively or negatively change the direction you choose to go for your weight loss and fitness journey. Something I had to learn was that this thing became 10 times harder the day that I reached my goals. I feel like the moment I stepped on the scale and I had lost all the weight that I wanted, the clothes that I wanted were fitting, I had gotten down to this really incredibly small size, the next thing is like, now what? You've been working all of this time. You've been seeing yourself changing and forming, but what about when the changes aren't coming as fast? What about when you're not able to really lose any more weight or making more changes in the direction you thought about? If you end up with results that you didn't expect. And for me, I ended up much smaller than I expected. I really put limitations on myself. So the thing that I learned most from that process is that you have to work harder, challenge yourself, and keep it fresh, just like a relationship. I learned that it's okay to keep going in the momentum that you want to go. I've tried every lifestyle out there. I've been vegan, I've been pesco-vegetarian, I've been vegetarian, and I've really spent a lot of time on self-improvement. I had to also find different ways to excite myself about it. I mean, some days fitness, weight loss, self-care, mental health, all of that ain't even fun. I'm just being real today. But I had to keep challenging myself, whether that was running the first full marathon that I ever ran, whether it was learning to kickbox, earning a new certification, earning a new goal, trying new makeup, trying something cute. All the time I have to learn new ways of dressing my body, feeling good about myself, getting new lingerie. All of that are challenges to push you outside of your box so you really appreciate the changes you made and continue to make. This journey is forever. You got to keep yourself excited, keep on going, and keep it moving. The last thing I had to learn is it was okay for me to fall short, to be okay with not always being on top, with not always being the best, and learning to sit back, learn, refresh, and get better. I was also more willing to accept those challenges of gaining a little weight back, of messing up my eating habits, all of that, because I realized it's forever. It wasn't just for right now. Return to the basics and be willing to switch up the game sometimes. I also had to learn that in life, I'm gonna want a piece of cake sometimes. I might skip a workout and I might take a break due to family life or a vacation. But whatever it is, I can get back on track. I can snap it back, snap it right on up, and have it right back together. So y'all, I hope today's video has been very beneficial for you guys. We all got a journey to go on. We all got some changes to make, and we all have transformations throughout life. Keep in mind who you're doing this for. It's okay to say that you come first. Nothing else can move if you don't. Make sure that you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Beautiful brown baby doll. Peace. Special thanks to Jason Bowie of Trinity Media Solutions for co-producing and filming today's video. His information can be found down below in the information section. Thanks so much for all the love and support over on my new website. If you haven't already, go ahead and check it out and join me for new ways to interact with me, giveaways and prizes, weekly emails, as well as my free 8-day supernatural video course, which is free when you sign up.